in around 30% in the regular session of today, the 7th of March 2025. This is it's a 3 hour chart. Sorry, it's a 30-minute chart. A wedge has been formed by the extrapolation of its 10 and 21 period moving averages, and it has traded into that wedge. So it's going to remain in there and consolidate somewhat before another expansion occurs. It's a low float stock and very highly volatile. Let me give you, if you probably already know, this is what this is the evidence of its low float spike all the way towards 17.45, and not in one session, probably in two sessions or thereabout, and yeah. So since it's a low float, this is the sort of thing you see, and it's probably, you could say, that's attempting to reclaim those highs, and the probability of it printing such highs is always there. So if you take, they're always there because it has already done it before. So if you're using the moving averages, if you're picking up past moving averages, you find out that these moving averages would be very high, very very high. So as such, they will give you probabilities that something close to 50%, or if not even more. So yes, it's a highly volatile stock, and expect anything to happen. Just expect anything to happen. So we have been able to compute a modest upper projection of 8.6975, but that's just really modest, So we could try and see whether we can project even something more ambitious. So we take um, let's see, 2.618. We have 3.2725 plus the current price of 6.2820. So we have 9.55, still very much within the sort of ranges that it has already printed. So we obtained that by we obtained that upper projection, or those upper projections, by taking the taking the difference. Let's see, this rejection here at 7.64, and this support at this is 7.73, yeah, and this support here at 6.48, and then we found the difference, which is around 1.25, and multiplied that by the various we used to Fibonacci extension levels 1.618 and 2.618. So 1.618 produced the extrapolation, sorry, the projection of $8 and some fraction. Then the 2.618 produced the extension level of extension level. Sorry, produced the projection of $9.55. So yeah, highly volatile and low float. As a matter of fact, the company might decide to even do a split on the stock. So while you're watching, just be attentive and be careful. There's every likelihood that they can print again, but all those the sort of highs they printed in January of this year. What are the odds that those will happen again? Well, yeah, statistically, yes, it can happen. But something close to that, surely, statistically, is very likely. As a matter of fact, the probability that while it was here, the probability that he would have printed something like this, I tell you, might have been more than 60%. So even even printing something a lot further, those the projections we had now, $8 and some fraction and $9 and 9.55. Those ones may still be pretty much in the 50% range. So just because he has done it before, it's actually printed very infinitely high prices. So the probability that he will do it again will always be there. Because he has already printed very high moving averages, and some of those moving averages, some of those moving averages may be above. May even be more or just as close as the projections we're talking about. So we could just quickly have a look and see. Okay, this is 10.57. That's the projection, or that's the price. So if you want to get the moving average there, the moving average, you can see it's 12.35, 12.31. So if you this is see where my cursor is, the price there is 10.59, but the moving average is indicating 12.39. So just have a look on the left of the screen. You see 12.39 in red. So you get an idea of what I'm talking about. So you already have a price that is being mixed up with a moving average that is higher. Then with such interactions, you definitely find out that you definitely obtain probabilities that are very high. Most certainly something more than 50% or close to that. So moving this way again, you can see now we have 10.59. Okay, but here we have a modest moving average of 3.46. But even at that, by the time you add 12.39, 12.39, and 3.46, you get roughly you get an average of around 7.5. So maybe if you do it that way, then you probably get you moderate your probabilities. But if you don't want to do it that way and just want to use one of them, then you would likely get very high probability. So it's if yeah, the more averages you use, the more refined your probabilities will be. So low float DWTX, we haven't found any news behind the spike other than aggression and momentum that when you mix it up with the fact that it has that sort of low float, which is around 1 million shares, then you find very high prices occurring, or the amount of the sort of strength we are seeing that we saw it now. We saw it print in the regular session of today. So as things stand right now in this post-market session, it's currently trading at 6.7, 6.59. Yeah. So just know how you play it. The company can decide to split the stock at any time. Without you could say without notice. They could decide to do that. So why are you expecting to get involved or to get involved in the volatility that might occur? Just be really careful as well. Yeah. Okay. So see what you make of it, and thank you very much for watching this video.